With Legion around the corner and the gold cap raised to 10 million gold per character, I thought it'd be a good idea to make a sort of guide like top 5, especially for those of you guys who are bored of farming gold the same way, farming Savage Blood, clicking on garrison missions, and selling ass in Orgrimmar. In this list, we will be going over 5 NPCs that drop loot, which are worth a lot of money. I'm gonna go over where they spawn, their drop rates, all that good mumbo jumbo, but I do want to say that all of these mobs, every single one of them on the list, have a pretty low chance of dropping these items. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with number 5, the Minions of Weevil. Minions of Weevil are NPCs found in Dustwallow Marsh on Alcaz Island, but even though it is in a level 35-240 zone, these NPCs are actually level 60 elites. So if you planned on level grinding on your level 35-ish character while farming for this item as well, it ain't gonna work out that well because these guys will beat the living crap out of you. On the island, you can find about 10 of them near a cabin, 2 of them outside and the rest of them on the inside. The reason why you want to kill these guys is because they have a 0.01% chance of dropping the Skull Flame Shield, which is bought by people who want it for transmog or other people who are trying to twink a tune. The selling price of the item varies from a server's population. On my main server, Korgath, which is low pop at the moment, it's going for 14,000 gold, but on my Iron Man character server, Dalaran, which is high pop, it's currently going for 67,000 gold, since it's the only one up there at the moment. Across all servers though, it has an average buyout price of 12,931 gold, which is pretty damned good, but again, the drop rate is extremely low, below 1%. On top of that, the mobs tend to take their sweet ass time respawning, so unless you want to sit there for days waiting for the mobs to spawn in again, I suggest that you get an add-on called Server Hop. It's an amazing add-on that lets you hop across servers when you're hunting rares or whatever, so it really comes in handy, especially for NPCs that aren't too fond of dying and who tend to take years respawning. Number 4, we got the shifting Mireglobs, which are located in the western part of the Swamp of Sorrows. Now what I like about these guys is that when it comes to farming them, you won't need the Server Hop add-on. It's not that they're suicidal, respawning in a flash, begging you to kill them again, but it's just that there are so many of them that when you basically go from one to the other, killing each one and making your way around the area, by the time you loop back, the first one that you killed will pretty much already be up. Now why you want to kill these guys is for the disgusting Oozling, a pet that has an average buyout price of 9,000 gold. Now the thing is that the pet doesn't actually drop directly from the NPC's loot box itself. Instead, the shifting Mireglobs will have a 9% chance of dropping an Oozing bag, which will then have a 1.5% chance of dropping you a disgusting Oozling. So you're farming these guys hoping for a bag to drop and then hoping that that bag will yield the pet. I actually like this area more than the first one because it's so simple. There's like 100 of them, they're all located in the water and they barely move, so you don't really have to go off course to find them, and you won't need to constantly hop servers like in the first farming method, which gets pretty damn exhausting over a while. Coming in at number 3, we have the Enthralled Cultists. These mobs are located in the Blasted Lands, but before we go over anything, the very first thing that you need to do is go north and find a dragon named Zidormi. She will give you a choice of whether or not you want to go back in time to the Blasted Lands before the WOD changes, and you have to do this. Reason why is because the Enthralled Cultists are not in the new version of the Blasted Lands. Instead, there's just a bunch of level 90 orcs there, and after you get that done, make your way to the location that is shown right here on the map, and you will see about 12 cultists surrounding a Shavara. These cultists have a 0.02% chance of dropping a toy known as the Orb of Deception, which has an average buyout price of 20,000 gold, which is exactly the price of what it is going for on my server. Now for this one, I do recommend that you guys use the Server Hop add-on because these guys, like the Minions of Weevil, do take their time respawning, so it's gonna make your life so much easier if you just kill hop, kill hop, kill hop. Nice thing about these guys is that they all spawn in like a jerk circle, so you can strafe from right to left, kill them on a ranged tune, loot them real quick, and then hop over to a different server. It's pretty fast and really easy. Number 2, we have the Pit of SARON, which contains mobs that have a chance of dropping the Battered Hilt. The Battered Hilt drops from every single mob off of the Pit of SARON and is probably the most convenient item to farm in this list since it is in a dungeon and not in the actual open world, which means you don't have to compete with other people, you don't need to server hop, and you don't have to worry about getting annihilated by PvP gangbangers. To do this farm, it is very simple. All you have to do is set the dungeon to heroic and kill every single trash mob in the dungeon. All the NPCs in here will have a chance of dropping the hilt, but the chance of it dropping will depend on the mob that you are looting, since each mob has a different drop chance. The lowest mob in here has a 0.01% chance of dropping it, and the highest is 0.08. Also, it will not drop for you if the mobs are on normal difficulty, so make sure that you have the dungeon set to heroic if you want the battered hilt. You can run it and reset it as much as you want, since the bulk of the trash mobs in the Pit of SARON can be killed without having to down a single boss. The battered hilt to this day has an average buyout price of 19,000 gold, but I would not set my expectations that high. 19 gold seems way more than what I've seen it posted for. I've seen it usually go for around anywhere between 8 to 12k gold. It's been a while since I've seen it at around 20k, and I wouldn't bet a hobo's left testicle on saying that the price for this item will rise in the future, especially since you can solo farm it with ease right now, and it's only going to get easier as you go ahead and level up and level up. Number 1. The BLOODSAIL Buccaneers. These guys terrorize the southern coast of Stranglethorn Vale with their menacing ships and threatening numbers, which is great for us because we want as many of them as we can possibly kill. Every single one of them has a chance of dropping the Parrot Cage Hyacinth Macaw, I don't really know how to pronounce that, but whatever, which has an average buyout price of 30,000 gold. That's pretty much the price that it's posted for on my auction house, around 20,000 to a little over 30,000 gold, making it the most profitable item to farm on this list. Now for this area, you might want to use the server hop add-on as well, but you can get away without using it because the area that these guys spawn in is so freaking large that when you go down the coast killing them and then onto the boats and killing everyone on board, by the time you loop around to the coast again, they will most likely have enough time to respawn. As I said before, every single BLOODSAIL NPC has a chance of dropping the Macaw, so the NPCs on land, NPCs on boat, if you see BLOODSAIL in the name, put a bullet in them and hope to Hakar that you get the pet. Like the Pit of SARON, the drop rates on each NPC differ. BLOODSAIL deckhands are 0.01%, Sea Dogs are 0.04%, Corsairs are 0.02%, Magi are 0.01%, and Swabbies are also 0.01%. And that is pretty much everything to this video, guys. Hopefully that brought some new farming methods to the table to those of you guys who are trying to earn a quick buck before WOD ends and who are just literally sitting in your garrisons bored out of your mind. Once again, guys, I'd like to wish you all the best of luck while farming, because God knows that if you're trying to be a big spender in Legion by buying expensive ass stuff like the spider mount, which is already going for 2 million gold from a vendor, then you will need all of the gold that you can possibly get your hands on right now. Once again, guys, peace out, take care, and as always, have a good one.